Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Or, as Dave Oliver would have me say, good morning and welcome back to the channel. Touche, mate. I say the same as you do. I really sound like that. You make me sound like an old style BBC One presenter. Good morning and welcome to BBC One. I do sound like that. I know I do. Where to start this week? I've got so much stuff to go into. First off, I will say I was right. I was 100% right. I'll come back to that in a bit. First of all, a big thank you to Dave Oliver. Occasionally he does videos on basically channels that you should be subscribed to. And he did one for me the other day, and what a lovely thing that was to wake up to. He basically talks about various channels that you should, as I say, that you should be subscribed to, and to take a look and to subscribe and have a look at some of the content. And as I say, he did one for me the other day, and it was absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much, Dave. Much appreciated. I've got notes here because I don't want to forget anything. We do indeed have very, very similar styles. And I think we've got it right. I see a lot of the movie review channels. A lot of them, as I've said before, you've got pictures jumping about all over the place. You've got jump cuts, all that kind of thing. Like you, mate, I don't edit at all. I just start the camera going. I do have a couple of false starts. I've just had a couple. But I try not to let it phase me too much. I just start again. But I can't see the point in editing. Like you, part of the charm is that you start the camera going and you just leave it, and that is it. That, to me, that's the personal touch. So yeah, we do have a similar style, and I honestly think that is what running these channels is all about. We're all very, very different. Me and you are kind of the same. You've got Scott with his particular style. We've got Rick from Old AF, who's absolutely completely different to all of us. I mean, there's you and me sat there with our mugs. I don't know what you've got in yours. Probably hot chocolate or tea, is it? I've got OXO, and then you've got Rick over there with his beer and a vape. Couldn't be any further apart. But as I say, that's what's brilliant about it. We've all got our own styles, and it's just great. I love it. I do kind of get now. I think your videos have got a slightly wider appeal than mine, because yours are very sort of specialised. Your horror movies, you're quite short reviews. Mine, they really, as they are at the moment, only really appeal to members of the Facebook group, obviously subscribers to the channel. They don't really have that much appeal to anybody outside of that as yet. As I say, I'm constantly looking at ways to sort of alter things, change things about and that. But as everybody has said, there's no real need to change an awful lot, because it's fine as it is. And as I've said before, I am happy with the subscribers and the members of the film group that are the Facebook group that I've got. And everybody seems to like it the way it is, so I'm going to leave it for the moment. Just maybe make one or two little tweaks as we go along. You know, get rid of certain features or whatever and introduce new ones, that kind of thing. But the general style of it, I think me and you have got it about right. I really do. What else have we got here? Yeah, I mean, thanks ever so much for your kind comments as well about the Facebook group. I did say before you joined that you'd been made to feel very, very welcome, and this goes for anybody that wants to join the RetroMovieZone ChitChat Facebook group. You will be made very welcome. You can post anything you want in there that's movie related, and everybody pretty much joins in. It's got a sort of a hardcore of about 10 people who post fairly regularly and interact with each other. I think the rest just kind of sit on the side and just observe, which is fine. That's not a problem. They obviously don't particularly want to sort of join in. They just want to read the post and see the comments and all that sort of thing, and that's absolutely fine. But anybody that does want to come on and start posting their videos and all that sort of thing, you will, as Dave will attest, you'll be made very, very welcome. And let's see, oh dear, helping you. I mean, I appreciated your comments as well about basically helping you carry on if you want. I get the same thing. There's not many weeks go by when I don't sit here and think, why am I even doing this? You get that though, don't you? And then sort of about 10 minutes into doing this, I get a real buzz out of it, and I really, really do. And then I start getting the comments when I've posted it, and it makes it all worth it. It really does. And I know you've been through a fairly sort of tough time just recently, same as I'm kind of going through now. And this is a real sort of, it gives you something else to think about other than what's going on in your life. It gives you sort of an hour just to think about something else other than all the problems and stuff that you get. And I like that. And if I've helped you through that, I can safely say that's back at you, because you've definitely helped me through mine. Just watching your videos, having the chance to talk about them, which I will be doing in depth very shortly. I've got quite a few things to say about your videos this week. But yeah, I think we all help each other out. And yes, we do get doubts, of course we do. We all wonder occasionally why we bother. But as you say, as soon as you see those comments start coming in, you realise exactly why you do it, because people enjoy it, and deep down you enjoy it as well. So yeah, I appreciate that. And obviously your channel and your reviews give me something to talk about, because without your videos and all the other posts from like Jason and Chris and all that, I'd have nothing to say, believe me. All I'd have is a half-hour video, which is basically the movies that I've watched this week, what I've been buying, and all that sort of thing. You wouldn't have any of this sort of interaction with the group. So I'm really, really grateful that you're doing the videos, because it gives me something to chat about. Let's see. I mean, I'll just read out some of the comments to your video. I was so touched by all of this. This is so lovely. Old AF Rick, Tony is a legend. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate that. I think his name's Mike, the real Fifth Beatle. Love RMZ. He has a very relaxing voice. I do, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I always remember a story that Kenneth Williams used to tell about Maggie Smith and how cool she looked. And he said to her that she always looks so sort of cool, and her head just kind of falls forward. And she says that it's with all the fillings she's got. Her head's top heavy with lead, and that's pretty much me. I've got so many fillings. It's just sort of. So that's probably why I look quite sort of relaxed. Cheers for that, Mike. Dave Lowe. This is a geezer I work with. Tony's Ace. Got all the time in the world for Tony. Dave, please start doing videos. We talk about this a lot, and we chatted about it last week. He's actually got a load of sort of Blu-rays and box sets and stuff that are not even out of the cellophane, and he's keeping them in the cellophane basically ready for when he's ready to start doing like unboxing videos and stuff like that. He would be absolutely brilliant. If you knew him, you would know what I mean. I could stand and talk to him for hours. He passes by me when I'm working, usually cleaning the canteen or something like that at work, and he'll stop and he'll talk to me, and I could just sit down and talk with him for hours about movies. He would be absolutely brilliant doing something like this, even if it was just 5 minutes. I mean, that's where I started. I think my first video was about 4 minutes long, something like that. Complete nightmare. And as I said before, if somebody had told me that in 12 months I'll be sitting here talking for an hour, possibly more, no way, absolutely not, never in a million years. And now look at me. So I know you can do this, Dave. Please start it, and don't give me excuses about tripods. Just get one, for God's sake. You know you can do it, mate. Who else have I got here? Real Fifth Beatle. Oh, I think you commented this on the actual on the actual YouTube channel. Love your channel. Keep it up. It's like a metaphorical hot water bottle. I'm definitely taking that as a compliment. I do seem to have this image as quite a relaxed sort of person, and I am generally. It takes a lot to rile me. But yeah, I'd rather be like this than I couldn't do it in Rick's style. I haven't got the energy. Rick, you are something else, dude. Absolutely. I'll be coming on to your review of The Rock a little bit later on. But to everybody that commented on that video and to all the kind things that you said about my channel, I thank you so much. And especially to Dave Oliver for actually putting that video up. That was such a nice thought, and it was so very appreciated, and it was such a nice thing to wake up to. The first thing I do when I wake up is check my phone, and I saw that on the Facebook page, and I thought, oh my God, it was lovely. Thank you so much, mate. Really, really appreciate it. I think I've got another subscriber. It's not showing who it is, but I have got another subscriber, so it has worked. And hopefully, as you say, it'll get a few more eyes on me with a bit of luck. But if it doesn't, I should just tootle along like I always do. But yeah, thanks so much, Dave. Much appreciated. Now, what else have I got here? That's Dave done. Yeah, I mean, as I say, I've probably got quite a limited appeal, and I'll tell you for why. I haven't got what you would class as a great knowledge of movies as such. I love watching them, and I love talking about them, but I watch a lot of the other channels, and a lot of them go into great depth about the movie plot, the actors, the actresses, their backgrounds, subplots, cinematography, and all that sort of thing. I can't seem to do it. It's just not me. There are people out there doing that much better than I ever could, so I kind of leave it to them. All I really do is tell you what I've watched, and whether I liked it or not, and brief reasons as to why I liked it or didn't like it, as you'll find later on when I talk about a couple of the films that I've seen sort of last week. But as I say, with Dave, I've got a very distinctive style. Dave can sit there and talk about a particular film for 15 minutes, and you do a cracking job, dude, you really do. But I'm not sure I could do that. I'm not sure I could talk about one movie for more than about 5 minutes. Maybe I should try it sometime, we'll see. But that's that. Dave. Now I'm going to talk about Dave's videos. I'm going to get this one because look at this lot. Halloween Ends. You put a post on about the new pictures on Halloween Ends, and I mean I've got here. I presume this is where that picture came from, the new issue of Total Film, which I've not even had a look at yet. But yeah, that picture looks so cool with him standing on the stairs. I can't wait to see the movie. I'm not sure whether I'm going to break precedent and actually hit the cinema to see that one, but I do like the look of it. And as for is it going to come back? I think I said last week that that interviewed the director of Halloween Ends, and he's pretty much convinced that Halloween will come back in one form or another at some point in the future, which pretty much says to me that it's not the end at all. I mean, it could come back as a TV series. I mean, nothing would surprise me. They did it with Chucky. And I actually really enjoyed that. I think that was on the Sci-Fi Channel, either earlier this year or last year. But there have been several sequels to the original Child's Play, and now a series which is actually not bad. If you care to take a look at it, it's not bad at all. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Halloween coming back as a TV series or something like that. Would not surprise me at all. What else have I got here? Favourite Halloween movies? Oh God, I'm going to be a boring traditionalist here. I'm going to say the original, Halloween 1978. As far as I'm concerned, it cannot be beaten. I would say Halloween 2. I'm pretty much going down the same route as I did with the Friday the 13th. It's the original and the original sequel, to me, which are the best ones. I did enjoy Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Um, Even though it didn't have Michael Myers in it, it had nothing to do with the original Halloween franchise. I did really, really enjoy it and still do. But my favourite Halloweens are definitely the original from '78 and the sequel Halloween 2 from 1981, which I remember renting this out. I'll cut this story as short as I can. We used to go as a family to a holiday camp, a Pontins camp in Prestatyn. And in Prestatyn High Street, there was a video library right at the top of the hill, which I decided to go and have a look in. And Halloween 2 had only just been released in cinemas, and there it was on the video shelf. Now, I didn't realise at the time that this was obviously a pirated copy, that there were loads of them about back then. And I rented it, and with me being a holidaymaker and not one of the locals, he charged me full price on the promise that if I bought it back, I would get most of the money back and just pay the obviously pay the actual rental price. And I do remember that. I remember that well. So that's probably why I've got a bit of a soft spot for Halloween 2. Let's see, Black Adam trailer. I'm with you on this. There are way too many of these things. Even though that trailer looked absolutely brilliant, and I actually wouldn't mind seeing it. Pierce Brosnan looked amazing. It's like you, I can't keep up with them. It's like one comes out every few weeks, and it's like, oh God, not another one. I still haven't caught up with the original lot yet. I'm enjoying my journey through the MCU, which is kind of stalled. The next one I think I've got to hit is Thor, which I want to watch, but I'm in no great hurry to watch it, if that makes any sense. And I've said before that reading magazines like Total Film and Empire, I think a good quarter of it is taken up with superhero news and reviews and stuff like that. And I just can't help get the feeling that we're kind of drowning in them now. There are so many. Even though Black Adam looks great, and I wouldn't mind watching it, I'm not going to make a beeline for it straight away, sort of thing. But it does look all right. But yeah, too many, way too many. There must be something else out there that they can make or concentrate on. Congratulations, by the way, on your nomination for Horror YouTuber of the Month. Well done, mate, and well deserved as well. As I said before, yeah, I really enjoy your videos and your reviews of the horror films. I love them. Thoroughly enjoying your Friday the 13th output at the moment. So yeah, very well deserved, mate. I really hope you win that. You must let us all know on that one, definitely. I've added the 3 channels that you nominated to my channel, the section that relates to related channels and stuff like that. So I've added Horror Lives Matter, I've added Mike on the Real Fifth Beatle, and JTS Horror Discussions. I've not seen many of the videos of either of those, but I'm going to be looking at them, definitely take those in. Samaritan, the new Stallone movie. It looks good. I would not mind a look at this. I'm not a massive Stallone fan, but I do like some of his movies. I can tell you've got a real passion for this guy. You go way back with Rocky and stuff like that. Now, I've seen the original Rocky many, many years ago, but I haven't seen any of the sequels, as most of the group will know. I'm sort of working my way sort of up to that one as part of the sort of the sequelophobia strand. But yeah, I can't wait to see the de-aging scene that you were on about. That sounds amazing, or amazingly bad, whichever way you want to look at it. But yeah, your love of Stallone definitely shines through, mate. Favourite Stallone movie? Oh, I'm going to be a little bit controversial here, slightly. My favourite Stallone movie ever is Tango and Cash. I don't know why. I love it. Absolutely love it. And another one that never seems to get a mention that I quite enjoyed. I've only seen it a couple of times, but I have enjoyed it. Stop, or My Mum Will Shoot. The one he made with Estelle Getty as his mother. I really, really enjoyed that. It was daft. I know it was silly, but it was just good fun. One of my all-time favourite Stallone movies is Nighthawks. Have you seen that one? Stars with Rutger Hauer. If you've not seen it, cracking cop adventure movie, where he plays a New York cop. I think it's New York, assigned to track down a terrorist who's setting bombs off all over the place. It's a brilliant movie. If you've not seen it, please take a look. It's called Nighthawks, made about 1978. No, 80 or 81. Check it out. You will not regret that one. Final one I would say is Cobra, even though I have never yet made it to the end. I didn't see it when it first came out. I have seen it on TV 3 or 4 times and never ever made it through to the end, but what I've seen of it is really good. I do remember it was controversial when it came out, mainly for the violent content. But that's another one that I really need to get into and actually watch it right the way through, and that's Cobra. And another one I'm looking forward to, you might not know about this, but you may do. Stallone has got a TV series premiering on Paramount Plus in a few weeks called Tulsa King, a gangster type of thing, which sounds amazing, and I reckon it's the kind of thing you will get a real kick out of. Have a look on the net and just tap in Tulsa King and you'll find it. But it sounds amazing, so I'm definitely going to be having a look at that. The VHS 99 trailer. Christ almighty, it looks as creepy as hell. I will definitely be taking a look at it. As for the spider on the face, that was bloody horrible. Never in a million years could I ever do that. And the old bird at the end with the glasses. Creepy as fuck. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching that, even though I don't think I've ever seen any of the other VHS movies, but they are all on Shudder, so I will be checking them out for sure, without a doubt. I've already, there it goes, without a doubt again. That's the first one today. So I will be having a look at those. Now then, Friday the 13th, part 6. I was right. I knew it. I knew this would be your favourite. I haven't seen it for ages. I did remember the kills when you were describing them. Didn't like the one where the cop got folded up backwards. Wasn't keen on that. I do remember it. But the movie itself I really need to check out again, because you made special mention of the soundtrack, which I can't remember, to be honest. I need to watch that one again. It wouldn't be a bad idea to go through them all again, actually, because it's been probably a year or two since I watched them. But yeah, I'm really pleased I was right with that one. Now I've just got to wonder, what is your least favourite? Let me have a guess. I am going to say the last one. What was it called? Can't remember. Jason Goes to Hell, was it? I'm going to take a rough guess that it's that one, and we'll see whether I'm right on that. I wasn't keen on that one, and as you say, after part 6, the whole franchise took a bit of a nosedive. I will still watch them, and I still think they're good, but I think the heyday was 1 to 6, not counting 3. So, yeah, I would say the heyday is definitely 1 to 6. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying this thread of yours, so yeah, keep that up, mate. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next. I think you said Elm Street. I may do Phantasm myself, because I really want to see these sequels. Really want to see them, because I'm curious to see where they take it, having not seen any of them and only having seen the original, and it was years and years ago. I don't think it was at the cinema because I wasn't old enough to get in. I believe that would have been a VHS rental. So yeah, I'm curious to see how that goes. So I may do Phantasm to run alongside your next one, which is sort of Elm Street. So yep, cracking videos, mate. Keep them up. What else have I got here? 24 minutes. I'm running out of time. What else have I got? I'll tell you what, I'll do Scott's video. Scott, you did a video a couple of weeks back, and I meant to comment on it then, and I completely forgot. Your Blackpool haul. You went on holiday to Blackpool and you brought back some cracking titles, mate. Dog Soldiers on 4K. I'll bet that looks absolutely awesome. Near Dark. Haven't seen that for years. This is about 1987. It's a typical 80s vampire thing. I think that came out on the back of The Lost Boys, but I believe Near Dark had a more cult feel to it and was a lot more violent. It's one I need to check out. Can't remember whether I've seen it. I'm fairly sure I did, but a long time ago. Thief. I've heard of this, and I can see the VHS cover now, but I don't think I've ever actually seen it. I know James Caan is in it, but that's one I really do need to check out. Get Carter. It doesn't get much better than this, and I'm really curious to see when you've watched it. You must do a little review of it, because I want to know what that's like. I've got the Blu-ray version that was released by the BFI, but I've not got the 4K yet because I haven't got my 4K set up. But yeah, I'd be very curious to see what you think of that one. Love the Bruce Lee t-shirt, by the way. I will kill for that. That's nice. Then you went on to Blu-rays. Rollerball. Now this is James Caan again. I saw this years ago. There was something about 70s sci-fi, dark, brooding. You've got Rollerball, Soylent Green, some of the Planet of the Apes movies. I think I was watching somebody else's video that was talking about this. I think it was Jason, the Ginger Ninja. I think he was talking about this. Soylent Green was one. Logan's Run was another one. I love 70s sci-fi, so yeah, I would definitely watch Rollerball again. Stone. I saw this at the cinema years and years ago. I think it came out about the same time over here as Mad Max did, the original Mad Max. Even though the movie, I believe, is from 1974, that's how long it took to make it over here. And I think there was a bit of a resurgence in Australian cinema round about that time, which is why it did so well on the back of Mad Max. Let's see, Eraserhead. Never seen it, but always wanted to see it. This is David Lynch. I love David Lynch's movies, the ones I've seen. So bizarre, so strange, but absolutely brilliant. But Eraserhead has got a reputation of being really, really nasty, so that's one I need to check out. You must watch Death Trap, Michael Caine, Christopher Reeve and Diane Cannon. It's an Agatha Christie style whodunit. Absolutely amazing. The acting is superb. Made about 1982, I think. Well worth it. You've got to watch that one and let me know what you think of that. American Werewolf in London, total classic. There's nothing to say about that hasn't already been said. Prom Night, Jamie Lee Curtis, classic early slasher movie. To me, it wasn't one of the best ones, but it was a good one. It was, again, this was on the back of Halloween, Friday the 13th, all that kind of thing. And I don't think it was one of the better entries in that kind of thing, but it wasn't bad. Soylent Green, mentioned this one earlier. I've got a copy of it somewhere, and I really, really need to watch that. Time Bandits, brilliant movie if you've not seen it. Saw this at the cinema when it came out about 1981. Terry Gilliam directed this. Yeah, absolutely, it's as funny as hell. There's a load of midgets. Can you say midgets now? You've got to be ever so careful, haven't you? Load of midgets in it. It's just a really clever sci-fi fantasy type thing. Terry Gilliam, it's got a very sort of Python feel to it. I think you will enjoy that, but let me know. Coffee. I'm actually listening to an interview at the moment. I'm halfway through it with Pam Grier, the star of Coffee. It's on Mark Commode and Simon Mayo's podcast last week. This movie is brilliant. The blaxploitation movement was just superb. Started with Shaft, or I thought it started with Shaft in 1971, and you had a whole slew of them come out after that, and Coffee was one of them. And Pam Grier was just one badass woman. I can't wait to hear what you think of that one. I'm actually going to look for that one myself, because I wouldn't mind a watch of that one again. I haven't seen it for years. So right, I'm coming up to 30 minutes, so I'm going to have to shut this one down. I'll be back in part 2 with a little bit more, including some reviews. I'm going to be talking about Old AF. Rick, your review of The Rock, that's coming up. And also Jason the Ginger Ninja. I've got some stuff of his to talk about as well. So I'll be back in a minute. Take care. Hey up you lot, welcome back to part 2. I'll start this one with Rick's review of The Rock. Now, I've just ordered a copy of this. I can't believe it was made in 1996. Is it really that old? That makes it nearly 30 years old. I was really, really surprised. For some reason, I got it in my head that it was sort of made in the 2000s or something, but obviously not. Really looking forward to taking a look at it. It sounds amazing. Ordered the Blu-ray. Loved your video, your review of it was absolutely brilliant. Sean Connery's views on slapping women. Oh dear. I'm not sure they would fly now. I'm not even sure I should go into it. But basically what he was saying, if I understood it right, is that if a woman persists in trying to have the last word, there is absolutely no harm in giving her a slap. Wow. Really? Honestly, Sean? Seriously? Obviously, I don't know when that interview was made. I'm guessing that was 90s, possibly earlier. But those views would absolutely not fly now. Definitely not. But fair play to him for voicing it. Oh my God. Yeah, and as for the slender tones of Sean, what a brilliant song. They should put that up for download, without a doubt. I thought that was really, really clever. And you're right about the Bond movies. It used to be a tradition every single bank holiday, usually like you say Christmas, Easter, you would have a Bond movie every single time. And no matter how many times you'd seen it, you would always watch it. Even though I've got them on Blu-ray, if I bump into a Bond film on TV by accident, I will always end up watching it. And yeah, I do remember the bank holidays were you couldn't have a bank holiday without a Bond film. You do get them now, but nowhere near as often as you used to. But I do remember that without a doubt. Let's see. Your video. I was looking at your DVDs. I was actually getting right up close to the screen like this, trying to see the DVDs behind you. Am I right in saying they're in alphabetical order? They look as if they are. Curious about that. Yeah, it looks as if they're in alphabetical, but let me know on that one. You and Pablo are absolute legends, by the way. Superb. I love your stuff. I'm going to go back on your back catalogue at some point soon and have a look at some of your other reviews, because I love your style, without a doubt. And as for the challenge, Sony, challenge accepted, the Greasy Strangler. Somebody at work asked me about this one not 2 days ago. Said to me, have you ever heard or seen a film called The Greasy Strangler? And I said, you're not going to believe this, but somebody has actually challenged me online to watch this. And he says, yeah, you definitely need to watch it. It's definitely your kind of film. I'm not sure what that means. I will find out, no doubt, when I actually watch it. I shall find out what they think my kind of movie is. I managed to get hold of a copy, so I'll be having a watch of that sometime over the next few days, and I'll let you know my thoughts on that one at some point. I've had another challenge this week to watch something called Squid Games. Now, I've heard of it. It's on Netflix, I believe, but I haven't actually watched it. It's a Korean thing, isn't it? Sort of Death Race 2000-ish, that kind of thing. I'm not sure, but yeah, I shall be watching both of those. I'll at least try to watch Greasy Strangler and also possibly the first episode of Squid Game, so how I get on with that. But I'll be letting you know on that one. Loving your content, Jason, the Ginger Ninja. These 60-second reviews are brilliant. I love them. The only problem is I'm getting quite a list of movies that I need to check out. The latest, which is Shark Side of the Moon. What a bizarre film that sounds. It's from the Asylum, so I pretty much know what to expect. But looking at the artwork, I can't even begin to imagine. But again, I've got a hold of a copy of that. I get the feeling I'm going to quite enjoy this one. I don't know. I know you quite liked it. But yeah, I shall let you know. But those 60-second reviews, I'm loving them. And some of the other bits that you brought up, Victor Crowley, I think this was on your, you did an update on what you've been buying. Victor Crowley, if I remember right, I saw this one probably about a year ago and wasn't overly impressed. Um, I need to watch it again. Maybe I watched it on the wrong night. I don't know. I did enjoy Hatchet. I thought that was absolutely superb. And I think the following two sequels, I didn't think they were too bad. But for some reason, I wasn't keen on Victor Crowley. I can't remember why. I need to revisit that one and let you know. Doctor Sleep, I bought that one on 4K recently. But I also got the audiobook on Audible. And what I would like to do is what I'm doing with the It franchise. I'm actually reading or listening to the audiobook at the moment, which is a huge 44 hours long. I'm about 17 hours into it so far, and I would really, really like to listen to the book and then watch the movie and see how it compares with the book. And I'd like to do the same with Doctor Sleep and The Shining, which I also bought on 4K just recently. So I will give you my thoughts on that whenever. But your 60-second reviews, loving them. Tenet. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Christopher Nolan. Every time I've ever watched a Christopher Nolan movie, I've come away with a really confused look on my face, as if to say, what the hell was that? I think I talked about Inception last week. This sounds very, very similar. I will at some point take a look, but I pretty much know what I'm going to think of it. I'm just going to think it's completely confusing, but we'll see. Halloween 3, I spoke about this one earlier. I loved it. I thought it was great. So long as you can get over the fact that Michael Myers isn't in it, and it is absolutely nothing to do with the original franchise as such, I thought it was hugely enjoyable. Really, really liked it. It was good, yeah. I couldn't complain about that one. Soylent Green. This is one that I really, really want to watch, and you were absolutely right. I think I quoted you a little bit earlier on this, actually, that there was quite a few dark sci-fi movies in the 70s, including that one, Logan's Run. I'd probably put Rollerball in that bracket as well. And as you say, some of the Planet of the Apes movies were quite dark towards the end, but that's one I really do need to check out. Looking forward to your Halloween output, by the way. You've got a season of stuff coming up during October. Really looking forward to seeing what you're going to put on that. So yeah, enjoying your videos, Jason, without a doubt. Keep posting them on the group, mate, because I love them, and the members do as well. Just turning my notes over. Let's see, Dave Lowe. Love that levitating egg sculpture thing. 200 quid. I mean, it's nice, don't get me wrong. I didn't check out the dimensions to see how big it was, but £200, bloody hell. But yeah, it would make a very nice centrepiece, that, absolutely. Jason, Mr. Parry, loving the remake thread, absolutely loving it. You're putting some absolute crackers on there. The Hitcher, never seen the Sean Bean remake. I think I started watching it and I think I got not bored of it, but I thought, this is pretty much the same as the original, but nowhere near as good. I think I lasted about 10 minutes with it. Sean Bean is not a patch on Rutger Hauer. It's one movie that they really shouldn't have bothered remaking. The Italian Job. I've never seen either version. I'm so sorry I haven't seen the original with Michael Caine. I have got it on Blu-ray and I keep meaning to watch it. I bought the soundtrack because I think the soundtrack to the movie is absolutely amazing, but I've not watched it yet. But I've heard that the remake is actually not that bad, or not as bad as you would think it would be. So I do need to take a look at both versions of that. Day of the Jackal, no doubt in my mind, the original, without a doubt. There it goes again. Edward Fox as the assassin. There is just something about the original, the planning that goes into the assassination. It is so intricate. It is beautifully done. I saw The Jackal, which is the Bruce Willis remake, a long time ago. I don't remember being very impressed with it. I was already a huge fan of the original from 1973. So yeah, the remake of that doesn't even come into it for me, and I don't think I'll be watching it again. But the Day of the Jackal, the original. I bought that on Blu-ray just a few weeks ago, and I will be watching that again, and it won't be the last time I watch it either. Scarface, both classics. I love the black and white version. I think is it Edward G. Robinson, or was it? It was the other guy, James Cagney. I can't remember, but I enjoyed that version, and obviously enjoyed the Pacino version, which is the you know, the classic version. But they're both classics. So yeah, with you on that one. Ben-Hur. Oh my God, I've seen Ben-Hur a couple of times. It's about 4 hours long. My mum used to love this movie. She used to love biblical epics, sort of the robe, that kind of thing, the greatest story ever told. So she loved Ben-Hur. Whenever it was on, she'd always sit me down in front of it with her. I seem to remember enjoying it. Not seen the remake. Not really seen the point in doing it. So, Scum. Wow. The original TV play was powerful, and I do absolutely see why the BBC wouldn't screen it. But if you want a movie of sheer power and grit, British filmmaking at its best, Scum. It doesn't get much more powerful than that. It is a nasty, horrible film. Brilliant, but really, really bad. You've got some stars in there as well. You've got Ray Winston started with that one. Phil Daniels was in that one. Quite a few other young stars that you recognise the faces, but you don't know the names. But yeah, Scum. Both versions absolutely brilliant. But if I had to pick the one that packed the biggest wallop, it would definitely be the 1979 version. If you've not seen the TV version, Chris, grab a copy off Amazon. I believe there's a not VHS, there's a DVD version with both films on there, and I think that's the one I've got. It's not a steelbook. I think yours is a steelbook, isn't it, Jace? I'm sure you said it was a steelbook. But yeah, Scum without a doubt. So yeah, loving this remake thread, mate. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of comes up next. Few quick items of news here. The Karate Kid 5 coming out in June 2024. Sony have announced that they are doing. They've not said whether it's going to be a remake, a reboot, a sequel, whether it's going to whether it's going to take place after the original movie, or whether it's going to take place after Cobra Kai. It's all a bit of a mystery at the moment. I don't think they know themselves exactly what it's going to be. All I know is it has to be done right. If they don't get this absolutely spot on, it will ruin it. But I'm very, very curious to see who's going to be in it. I believe Ralph Macchio said he was going to be Daniel LaRusso again. I can't remember the other geezer's name, but I think he's going to be in it. But who else is anybody's guess. But I eagerly await this. Now, I only saw the original franchise, the original first three, probably within the last year. That's the first time I'd seen it, and I thoroughly enjoyed all of them. And I'm really, really enjoying Cobra Kai. I've only watched season 1, but loving it. Absolutely brilliant. So I'm looking forward to getting into season 2, 3, 4 and 5, which I think is coming out. Whether the movie is going to take place after what happens in season 6 is anybody's guess. I mean, I'll keep you posted if I hear anything on that one. The other news this week, Jean-Luc Godard passed away. One of the founders of the French New Wave. I loved his movie Breathless. I absolutely hated his movie Weekend, which I talked about the other week. But yeah, he was one of a kind, without a doubt. So yeah, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is getting a steelbook release ahead of the new movie, which is coming out next year. I remember seeing Crystal Skull a few years ago, and I don't remember being overly impressed with it. I need to watch it again to see whether it fares any better with me this time round. I do love the original 3, Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Temple of Doom, I've seen The Last Crusade once, but a long time ago, and I really need to watch that one again. So maybe a season of Indiana Jones is on the cards, but I do need to take another look at Crystal Skull just to see whether. I don't remember being overly impressed with it, but I can't for the life of me remember why. So I'll take a look at that one. Now then, let's see. Jason Parry, I'm doing your top 10. Do you know what? I have actually seen all of these. Honestly, I kid you not, I've seen them all. Number 10, Police Academy. These never get old. They never get boring. I actually watched Police Academy 2 last night, and it still makes you laugh after all these years. I remember going to see Police Academy, the first one, the Odeon, Leicester Square. I was in London at the time, not living. I'd gone for a day trip, and I thought I'll take a film in, and it was Police Academy. Loved it, absolutely loved it. Number 9, Superman, the original superhero. Now these are the ones that I have got time for. The original Superman movies, the original Spider-Man movies, and I'm not talking about the Tobey Maguire versions. I'm talking about the TV movies from the 70s, starring Nicholas Hammond, who was one of the kids, one of the Von Trapp kids in The Sound of Music. These are the superhero movies that I have got time for. So yeah, Christopher Reeve to me will always be Superman, always. I've not seen any of the others. I've not seen, is it Henry Cavill, and all the others that have played Superman? I've not seen any of them. I do need to have a look at them, but I'm in no great hurry. I would much rather watch Christopher Reeve. I still remember the poster art for it, and it proclaimed that you'll believe a man can fly. I mean, you watch it nowadays, and obviously you would definitely not believe a man can fly, but they've got a real charm to them. I love those original Superman movies. The Goonies, only caught up with this one, believe it or not, about a couple of years ago, or was it last year, for the first time. Another movie it took me over 30 years to watch, but absolutely loved it. There was rumours going around not too long back that a sequel was in the offing. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. But yeah, The Goonies, superb, absolutely brilliant. Jurassic Park, remember seeing this one at the cinema in 1993. Not really got on with any of the sequels as such. I do like them, and I have watched them. But what they all lack, in my opinion, is the sense of wonder that you get when you first see the dinosaur, which is something like a brontosaurus in Jurassic Park. It literally does take your breath away the first time you see it. But the problem is, once you've seen it, you've seen it. And to me now, they're just average sort of action adventure movies. Brilliantly done, but totally lacking in the sense of wonder that you got with the first one. No, number 6, Terminator 2. Amazing movie, absolutely brilliant. One of the few sequels that was as good, if not better, than the original. So yeah, Terminator 2, superb. First Blood, the original and the best. I think as they went on, they became a bit of a parody of themselves, especially in Rambo 3. I did see one of the later ones, the one where his niece was kidnapped or taken hostage by a Mexican cartel. Really violent. I've been told there's one even worse than that. I'm not sure I'd have the guts to sit through that one, but First Blood was definitely the best. Number 4, The Revenant. Saw this one for the first time last year. Absolutely loved it. It's one of the few movies I've watched where you really do literally feel the cold. It is set, I think, in somewhere like Alaska, and you literally feel the cold in every frame. Really good movie. You'd never forget the bear attack once you've seen it. Number 3, Jaws. Absolute total classic. Never gets boring. It's all been said about Jaws. Superb. Number 2, The Green Mile. Don't remember much about it. I saw it a long time back. I know it's set in jail. I believe Tom Hanks is in it, and there's a massive black geezer. I can't remember his name, but I can't remember much about it. So I can't comment on that one. Lethal Weapon. Watched this franchise for the first time just a few weeks back. Loved them. Absolutely loved all four of them. Looking forward to seeing Lethal Weapon 5 when that hits, which I believe Mel Gibson is directing. So yeah, that's Jason's top 10. Now, having seen all of these, I can't really pick one that I haven't seen. But what I will do is probably take another look at The Green Mile, because it's just been so long since I've watched it and I can remember virtually nothing about it. So I'm going to write The Green Mile down on that list of movies that I've taken from other people's top 10s. And I'll add that one to the list now. Reviews, and I'm going to rattle through everything else as quick as I can because I'm on 20 minutes already. I do need to slow this down a bit, actually, either trim the content down or slow down a bit. First one, I Came By. Now, this is streaming on, I believe, Prime, or is it Netflix? Can't remember. Really, really good thriller. Two graffiti artists who break into famous and prominent people's houses and basically spray paint all over the walls. One of them breaks into a judge's house and finds something that he definitely doesn't expect in the cellar. Absolutely brilliant movie, well worth watching. Stars Hugh Bonneville, Mr. Downton Abbey, and George Mackay, who I saw very recently in Sunshine on Leith. Really, really good. Lots of twists and turns, goes in a direction you would not think it would go in, and it ended definitely not how I expected. So yeah, I would recommend that one. Back to the Future 2, brilliant. First time I've seen it, absolutely loved it. Another movie that is the sequel is as good, if not better, than the original. Really looking forward to seeing Back to the Future 3, which is the one set in the Old West. So that's next on the list. Next one is a documentary called The Princess. It's basically the story of Princess Diana, Lady Diana Spencer. It goes basically from her teenage years, when she first met Charles, right up until her death. It's a fascinating documentary, some very dark ideas in there. It relies completely on archive footage, but it is really, really cleverly done. It's not as boring as it sounds. It is really, really good. So I'd recommend that one. That's called The Princess. And finally, Gary Newman, Resurrection. Now, I'm a huge synth pop fan, and I used to love Gary Newman back in the day. This is a documentary about his life and his career, with the backdrop of a tour that he's on at the moment. I think it's called I can't remember the name of the tour, but he's actually touring over all over the country at the moment, and I think he's taking it to America very shortly. I remember seeing Gary Newman for the first time accidentally on the Old Grey Whistle Test. Do you remember that one? It was a rock show. It was on late at night, and they only ever featured bands that played live. A lot of the punk acts from sort of the mid-70s to the early 80s had their debuts on there, and Gary Newman had his debut on there, and I literally bumped into it by accident, channel hopping one night really late, and was just absolutely blown away by his style. He performed Our Friends Electric, absolutely brilliant. And if you want to know or need to know the magic of synth pop, grab a copy of the Pleasure Principle album and put the track Metal on. You only need to listen for the first 30 seconds as loud as possible with the bass up. My God, absolutely amazing. So, and the documentary itself is superb, so well worth watching. Bin it or keep it for this week. My God. Now then, this isn't even mine. This is my other half's. We watched it again last night. Kevin and Perry Go Large. Yeah, Harry Enfield, Kathy Burke, with a soundtrack of sort of dance music, rave music, that kind of thing. It's a comedy, kind of. It did absolutely nothing for me. If this was mine, this would absolutely, definitely have been it. I think I found it funny the first time I watched it, but this is going back years. But watching it now, this would definitely go straight in the bin. So that is a bin it. Soundtrack of the week. Quickly, here we go. Can't Stop the Music. Village People. This movie is without a doubt the campest thing you will ever see. The Village People had a career, still have a career, but it started in around about 1979 with YMCA. Other ones in the Navy. What else is on here? Oh, there's all sorts. But this film is definitely one of my guilty pleasures. It's a gatefold sleeve again. No, looks like that. And that's the back. As I say, campest thing you'll ever see. I really need to track this movie down and have another look. But I love that. It also stars Bruce Jenner. Way before he met that poisonous bunch of women, the Kardashians. And then they had such an effect on him, he changed sex. He's now Caitlyn Jenner. So I'm not impressed with the Kardashians at all. What an absolute complete and utter waste of space they are. They basically made a career out of doing fuck all. I have no love for these people at all. So, what else? Let's see now. I'll show you very quickly what I've been buying this week. I've gone a bit crazy, to be honest. I spotted this and I couldn't resist it. I love Australian movies. I've not seen an awful lot of them, but the ones I've seen I've enjoyed. Mad Max, Picnic at Hanging Rock, The Devil's Playground, Cry in the Dark. This is sort of a handbook on Australian cinema going right the way from the turn of the century. I didn't even realise they were making movies at the turn of the century, but that's one I'm looking forward to watching. And on the subject of Australian cinema, Long Weekend. Now this is a classic. I've never seen it, but it was remade around about 2008, to do with a guy and his wife who go into the outback and basically abuse the environment, and the environment fights back. And it's supposed to be absolutely amazing, scary as hell. So I'm looking forward to having a watch of that. A book. What is it? My Boring Ass Life, The Uncomfortably Candid Diary of Kevin Smith. That's quite a diary. Looking forward to having a read of that. I know Clerks 3 is out this week, and it's doing great business apparently. I've got cracking reviews. I do need to watch Clerks again, and also Clerks 2 and some more of his movies, but I spotted this one on Amazon for about £1 and I thought, yeah, why not? So I don't know if I'll get a chance to read it, man. Oh my God. What was I thinking? Straight Out of Compton. Somebody told me when I was talking about this, was it last week or the week before, and I said that I would never ever watch anything with a rap soundtrack, and somebody said to me, don't discount Straight Outta Compton because it is actually a cracking story. So spotted this on Amazon for about £3 and I thought, why not? I'll give it a go. I've not watched it yet. It's over 2 hours long. In fact, it's close to 2.5 hours. But I will give it a go, and I will give you an honest opinion. It may be a cracking story, but I guarantee you I won't like the soundtrack. See how far we get with that one. This is one I've never seen, but always wanted to see, The Andromeda Strain. It's based on a Michael Crichton book, the guy that wrote Jurassic Park. And I believe it's all to do with a satellite that crashes back to Earth and releases some kind of an alien virus. And I think it's the fight to stop it from spreading. The Andromeda Strain, I believe it was released again, remade fairly recently. I don't know whether it was a TV series or a book, but this is an Arrow release, so there's going to be some cracking extras on there. And finally, this is one I've always wanted to see, but never ever got round to it. But now the sequel is coming out later this year, I thought I'd catch up with it. Knives Out. Now this is Jamie Lee Curtis. It is Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, Don Johnson, Toni Collette, Jaden Martell, whoever that is, Christopher Plummer, the captain from The Sound of Music. It's supposed to be an Agatha Christie style whodunit. Now I love these. I think them kind of things are usually quite clever. I love the old Margaret Rutherford movies from the 60s. Murder She Said, Murder She Wrote, not Murder She Wrote. can't remember, but she did 3 and they were brilliant. And this is supposed to be similar in style, so I'm looking forward to having a look at that one ahead of Knives Out. I believe it's called Glass Onion. I have no idea why, but that's what the sequel is called. Right, I'm going to wrap it up because I'm on 30 minutes. Quote encounters very, very quickly. This never happened to the other fella. Let me know what you think that one is. I think you know which franchise it is, but which film is it from? Right, I'll wrap it up now before I run out of time. Thanks ever so much for joining me. If you've enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up and also subscribe. That would be very much appreciated. Thanks again for joining me, and I will talk to you all again next week. Have a brilliant week, folks. Take care. Ta-da.